Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of Punching Up. I had no idea how we're going to label this. I don't know. We'll let Dustin figure it out. That's his job. But you may have noticed that Gene was absent from our recent Punching Up where we talked about the Nintendo Direct. That's because Gene was in New York City playing the Switch 2. He got hands-on experience with it. So we had to get Gene's impressions of all this kind of stuff. Gotta know. First of all, though, Gene, you did watch the Direct. Did you watch it at the Nintendo store, actually?
No, we actually watched it at a venue at New York City. Just an event venue that's where the fan event is going to be held.
Okay.
This is where all the people who won those lottery tickets or whatever like that, they're going to be filing in. Check out the Washington Post Instagram or TikTok because you'll have all the footage of me walking to the area.
Ooh.
It really is like a showroom, and it really was like a mini E3. Like I've never been to Summer Game Fest, you have, but it felt like that kind of vibe where it's like there's all these booths and stands. There's even here's like the Mario Kart section. I think there's a Donkey Kong section.
Cool.
And then they even had a section for mature content. And so it's like blocked off in the back, and that's where Cyberpunk and Yakuza were. So,
oh yeah, of course, those two.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's pretty awesome though. What else? Yeah, New York City. Everyone was here. Like Smash, Doug Bowser, Jeff Keighley.
Right.
I was in the back. Yeah, we were in like a little theater section. And then so we all watched together. I was actually sitting in the back with Jeff Keighley.
Cool.
And he's just like tweeting, and I'm tweeting too. So
yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Like it's really funny to see Jeff tweet. Like, man, this guy really loves Twitter. You know?
Yeah, he loves that stuff.
No judgment. I'm there. I was doing the exact same thing and probably tweeting even more. But like it's like, oh yeah, me and Jeff. He's just like me for real, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a normal guy. I've met Jeff one time, and he was very nice.
Yeah, he's a normal dude. He's a cool dude.
He's a normal dude. Just likes games.
Yeah.
So Gene, let's just talk about all your hands-on stuff. What were your impressions of the Direct? What were you excited for? What did you think?
So that's right. I understood the Direct itself.
Yeah. Let people know what you think. People want to know your opinion. I have no idea
what you guys thought. So I'm actually rambling off the cuff here. It was shocking. I was losing my mind at the FromSoft announcement.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was crazy, and especially obviously considering how Bloodborne it looked. Now we know there's a multiplayer game, so it's like, okay, we can calm down a little bit, you know.
Right.
But can we calm down? We still haven't played Night Rain, or like you guys have, but like Night Rain the full Night Rain might be sick. So it's like maybe FromSoft has changed into the game with multiplayer games right now, and they're just making another one for the Switch too. So that was when I really, really lost my mind. But when I saw Mario Kart, that was amazing, and playing it, and we could talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Playing it is a different experience. But yeah, it was an hour long. I think it was awesome. I think for me, I think it's a good lineup. It's definitely not the perfect lineup. You know, it's definitely not the dream lineup that I think a lot of people want, and maybe that would need a lot of reactions, and maybe obviously my own too. But again, actually playing the games makes a huge difference. Man, Tears of the Kingdom in 60 FPS. Like, bro, that is huge, you know.
Yeah,
just seeing that nice. in and of itself. So, but yeah, some games weren't quite ready. Like Kirby's Air Ride wasn't available, unfortunately. My cats are just sending me cat pictures. I miss it.
Gotta look at those pictures, man. Gotta see those cat pictures.
Yeah. And then what else? What
did you think about some of the that I forgot what it's called exactly, but it was like the manual almost for the Switch 2, like that game was like a tech demo as well. That's paid.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm a Nintendo mark, so I'm going to buy it, you know?
Yeah.
That said, I am kind of disappointed that it is not a pack-in game. like a packing game really give a console flavor, you know, like you're bringing home something and then you got something to play with. You know, maybe I'm old, but you know, that was always really exciting to be like, yeah, I got the system and I got the software for it, you know. You don't buy a PC. Well, I guess you buy PCs now without Microsoft Word, so it's
it's true.
It's like you buy a PC and you get Internet Explorer or whatever it's called right now, you know. You get Safari and you get software with it, you know. And then for this, it's like you don't have anything, you know.
Yeah.
And so I really do feel like everyone who's bringing up Astro's Playroom is making a good point. You know, Astro's Playroom is like clearly a much more a bigger effort, and yet they gave it away. You know, so
yeah, I don't think it's like necessarily the scale of it or anything like that. I think it just depends how much it is. I guess, like to me, what it looked like, that looks like it should be a packing thing. But if it's like $5. Maybe 10.
If it's like $10, yeah. I think 10, like 15 at the most. I think 20. Yeah. 20 is like no, we're done. We're done.
There's no way.
That's not the question. 15 is definitely pushing it. 10 is okay. 5 would be the best, obviously. But yeah. Speaking of like price point and I guess pushing it, Nintendo, the first one to do $80 game for standard. Yeah.
How'd you feel when you saw that?
I couldn't believe it. I was like, but then I saw Insider Gaming was reporting it first.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you know, they're you know, those guys are pretty careful, you know, like shout out to them, respect. So I was like my initial response was, oh, that's probably fake. But then I saw this Insider Gaming, I was like, no, it's probably not. And then as I'm walking around, I'm like, oh yeah, it's for real. So yeah, that's quite a sticker shock. I think the Twitter user NCS Masters said it best, but he really brought into perspective why this hurts. You wouldn't expect Nintendo to be the one to do it because they were the ones that were like, hey, here's Tears of the Kingdom. We know it's our biggest game ever. Could you maybe, you know, give us $70 for it, right? It's like, you know, and it's like, we promise it's not going to be a whole thing, you know, like this is not going to be a whole thing. And so maybe that's what they're doing right now. It's like, we promise this isn't going to be a whole thing, you know, it's just Mario Kart, you know, like, you're going to buy this and you're going to be playing this for the next 10 years. So, you know, maybe $10 more isn't the worst ask. It'd be great if it came like if that Mario Kart Direct came with announcement of free DLC, including like free tracks or free characters, then I feel like that would already be solved. Then you know,
sure,
it's like okay, well, you know, yeah.
And also, I gotta know, what'd you think of Donkey Kong Bonanza?
That is the game of the show, and I can't wait to talk about it.
Okay, excellent, great. Yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised to see that. Of course, you know I love Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
it looked very Mario team energy going on there. The Mario Odyssey team looked like it for sure.
It really does feel like this is the Mario game for the Switch, at least. But I mean, I'll talk about more. But when I saw it, I was super excited. At first I thought it was so when I saw Kirby's Air Riders, I saw Kirby and I was like, oh, this is Smash, obviously. And then I saw the Jets. I was like, "Oh shit, it's Air Ride too!"
Yeah, Air Riders.
I was like, I did not expect that. I'm super excited about that. You know, it's always great to see Sakurai. You know, it's funny to see Sakurai being cute and coy, and he's like, "Oh wow, I wonder what's going on." And it's like it wasn't Smash, it's his boy Kirby. So very happy for him. This is probably like a project that he's like super happy to work on.
Mm-hmm. What did you think of the specs that they revealed about it? Like some games be able to do 4K 60, like Metroid Prime 4, also the performance mode?
I played Metroid Prime 4 in 120 frames per second.
Oh, shit.
At 80p. Yes. That thing is smooth.
Hell yeah.
And, you know, they had really good TV setups, so everything looked pretty sharp. And you can also see, like, the artifacting and everything like that, too. Yeah. So it's like, this isn't like a next-gen system or anything like that. This is just
of course.
It's just a good high-definition console. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I was actually surprised at the 120 FPS promise. I wonder, I feel like Nintendo games will keep that promise. Like, everyone's saying like, oh, it's going to be like 8K, you know, like PlayStation. And it's like, yeah. PlayStation makes one game that's 8K, that driving game, you know, Drive Club or whatever.
Yeah.
But Nintendo is a company that loves to actually take advantage of their special little thing, you know, like whatever makes the console special. So I feel like Mario games and, you know, like again, Metroid Prime 4 being 120 FPS, like I really feel like the first party games are at the very least going to be trying to hit that chart, you know, and because you know that Nintendo games aren't very detailed or high definition. It really does feel like that they're kind of continuing that trend of like,
Yeah.
this is going to stay cartoony and it's going to be very stylized. And it's like, yeah, I think 120 FPS or at least close to it is going to be pretty reasonable for a lot of Nintendo games. I feel like they're definitely going to try to hit that at least.
I was pleasantly surprised to see 4K 60. I was like, oh, thank God. So,
4K. Nintendo is in the 4K era. That's crazy.
I know. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, dude. Well, we'll talk about some more of the details as we talk about the game. So let's get into the games. What do you want to talk about first, Gene?
Let's start with Mario Kart World because that is so anyone who's going to New York or LA or Paris or wherever, whatever these events, you will definitely be seeing Mario Kart World first, and that is the game that gets the most play. That's the game that had the most booths. And they definitely structured it where they're like, oh, well, here's just like a regular race, and then now you move on to the second floor of the building, like literally the second floor of the building. And I was like, oh, more games, and it's like more Mario Kart, and it's like in here you're gonna play the knockout, the knockout. What was it? I already remember freaking.
Yeah, it's like the battle royale mode or
battle
whatever.
royale knockout mode or whatever like that, and also the open world game too. So that was super fun. Like the regular race is like, oh yeah, this is just more Mario Kart, and and like grinding on the stuff is super cool. But man, when you play that knockout feature, or what can we look it up real quick?
Yeah, look it up real quick.
Mario Kart knockout mode.
Yeah, let's find out what it is. Let's lock it in.
Yeah, every new feature or a game rant. Don't. There's Grand Prix mode, free roam, and then character customization. Dude, game rant. You didn't even talk about it, bro.
Yeah. Here,
okay. Wow, game rant totally failed us in there. The Nerdist is also failing. Mario Kart World mode. Sorry, folks. Maybe just.
No, that's fine. This is a raw recording, baby. You're on location. It's going to be a little messy.
Yeah, I am reporting to you live from New York City.
That's right.
Mario Kart World race mode. Knockout 4. There you go. So I had the name right. Okay, sorry to waste your time, everyone. But Knockout 4 is super fun with 24 players. Like, you really have to like actually be playing the game and like seeing all these racers around you, and like, Mario Kart has like different avenues and ways. So it's like, you see, 5 players like jumping over this ramp, and you see Moo and the other players like grinding along this stuff, and then everyone's just like battling out over here. Like it really, really does feel like a huge battle royale. Like you can easily drop in Mario Kart battle royale mode here, dude. Like this really could be Mario Kart Fortnite, But let me tell you, the seamless open world stuff, that is huge. Like I never thought I would be playing a Mario Kart game that reminded me of Elden.
Wow.
But I am at the ice mountain, at the ice palace, and you keep driving up, and the mountain just keeps going up for a long time. And then you you go to the ice palace, and it has like multiple floors and layers and like all these tracks and like hidden paths and everything like that. You leave the palace, and then you go to like the highest top of the map, which is a ramp, and you jump off. And when you jump out, you're like, I can see the Ghost Land from here, and that's the Mushroom Land, and that's Donkey Kong Land, and you're just like, it really is like the lands between of Mario Kart. Like it's crazy, like when you walk out of the lands between and you're like, I can see that castle over there, and there's a fucking Earth tree, and there's that castle, and there's that monster. That's exactly the same experience that I got in Mario Kart World. It was crazy.
Damn.
I couldn't believe it.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And, the knockout tour mode is crazy because it's across country. It's across the whole world. And it starts off like, like you gotta hit rank 20 at least, and it'll be elimination. So like it'll kill 4 players, and then the race will kind of continue to go on in the rest of the world. And it's like you're using the whole world and the whole map to drive around. It's so fun. It was super fun. You can hear like other people cheering. Like people were really getting into it. I was really getting into it. I was really getting into the exploring and everything like that. And you can just take pictures and everything like that. I didn't really do that much. I just really wanted to like try out the racing, and it was kind of limited in that regard. But yeah, it's It's going to be huge, and it's clearly going to be the Mario Kart game that's going to be the platform for
like 10
Mario
years.
Kart. Yeah, for 10 years. It's going to be Mario Kart Infinite.
Yeah.
Even though the last game was Mario Kart Infinite, but it's like, no, this is for real, like Mario Kart Infinite.
So tell me about kind of like the free world exploration. Was there any incentive, I guess, to kind of explore the world, or did you find anything interesting aside from the racetracks?
Yeah, you find items, and I'm not sure what they do or what that means. Like, I have to imagine, like I feel like those features weren't activated yet, but I was being told, look around, you might find something, there's all kind of weird stuff,
Okay.
So
yeah.
it's like, I feel like they'll probably talk about that Mario Kart Direct that they
Right.
reviewed. But so like a lot of this was just mostly about like the racing, and like the free roam was we were able to do like while we were waiting for everybody for a knockout tour to log on, and it's and that's like kind of like Fortnite mode where you're on the island, you're kind of like fucking around for a bit, but except that you have all of the Mario Kart world to fuck around and like hit each other and drive into each other and everything like that. So that's a good question. But I feel like it is just pretty fun to just drive around. It really is Forza Horizon Kart,
Yeah.
Except
cool
that it has
evolution.
battles though. That's the thing. Like it's fun to just like hit people with shells because like all the items are still on the racetrack. Like everything is still there, so you can just like play the game like Mario Kart, and you can just have a pop-up game of Mario Kart right there and then. But yeah, it would be nice to have some incentive. Maybe there's a story mode. Who knows?
Yeah. Could be like Diddy Kong Racing or something like that.
Yeah, or Team Sonic Racing or something too.
Yeah.
Has Mario Kart ever had a story mode? I haven't played every Mario Kart.
Yeah.
So.
I don't recall, Gene. I haven't played every Mario Kart either.
Yeah.
I'm missing like the DS ones.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think they usually go like that kind of route. Who did you play as?
The whole time.
Okay, cool. Did you get to see the entire roster, or were there people blocked out?
The entire roster was there, but I didn't get to see the whole roster, so I was very basic and just picked Luigi instead.
Yeah, some interesting characters. I saw there was the Penguin from Mario 64.
Yes.
The Moo Moo, of course. Very, very funny to see them there.
Moo Moo was huge, yeah. So yeah, I didn't get to play with the too many characters. They kind of really rush you along with Mario Kart. They're like, okay, you done knockout tour. All right, on to the next games. I could go back tomorrow and play more. So I might check. So.
What was your favorite track that you saw?
It's just the world. Like that's the thing. Like there's like no real track or anything like that. Like all of a sudden I'm just in the jungle, and then you pass like the lap, like the finish line or whatever like that, and then that's like where that's where it kind of like cordons off the zones. Like you finished the ice zone, so now you can go into the ghost house zone, or now this is the jungle zone. So it's really hard to, I definitely didn't get a good sense of like what tracks were there, because like they just throw you into the world,
Yeah, of course. There's a lot going on.
So it's like the tracks are there in the world. They built the world with tracks in there, So really, really interesting. And I can't wait to like just explore more of that structure,
Yeah. How was it running?
Mario Kart always ran great. So it's like,
right.
That's the thing, is like I didn't really feel like I was playing like the next Nintendo system when I'm playing it. Other than like seeing the cool, I think it matters that they were able to hit 60 FPS and like it looking sharp and it being like an open world Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. But they're able to still maintain that level of quality and look and feel. While expanding the gameplay possibilities, which is exactly what Donkey Kong Bonanza does, and we can talk about more when we get there. But
yeah. I guess just my final thing for Mario Kart. Did you get to, or a couple things? Did you get to like change outfits or anything like that? We saw there's different outfits in it.
Yes, you can just change outfits like while you're racing. I don't know how that happens, but all of a sudden my Luigi was wearing like a slave master's like straw hat or whatever like that. I'm just like, okay, well, you just own slaves now, but I'm just driving around.
Plantation Luigi.
Yeah, dude. Like I was like, dude, like what the hell, dude? Like, why is this Plantation Luigi all of a sudden?
That's really funny.
I do wish I can. Chad knows all about my love for Princess Peach.
Yeah, of course.
So, seeing Princess Peach in beautiful HD and with all those different outfits, like I gotta go back and play more Peach.
Yeah, check it out tomorrow. Yeah. Did you notice any new items or anything like that?
Not so much. There were probably a couple, including one that I guess that changed the outfits for you. Like again, like it's so chaotic, like it's really hard to
I know.
like.
Yeah.
what's going on or whatever like that. It's Mario Kart, you know.
Yeah, it's chaos. Yeah.
Yeah. Ultimately, I think it's just more Mario Kart, but it's the world design. I feel like that really changes things, you know.
Mm-hmm. I gotta know. So this, I guess, would be the prime candidate for their Nintendo chat thing that they were talking about.
Yeah.
Did they get into any of that during this?
They did. They talked about like safety features, like how I really don't, you know, people laugh like, oh, this is the worst Discord and everything like that, right? Why don't you just use Discord? Ha ha ha, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, remember, Nintendo is a family company. What is rampant on Discord? Pedophiles.
Yeah, a lot of
right?
a lot of weird shit.
A lot of pedophiles, you know. Like, go check out the YouTuber Oma, where he's using AI to catch pedophiles on Discord and everything like that. You don't want like a chat roulette type of experience too. Imagine if you're just trying to play, you know, fucking Donkey Kong or Mario Kart, and then all of a sudden, you know, the Uniside guy shows up and starts tapping his dick on the camera or whatever on the iToy camera.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, how are they gonna combat stuff like that?
Basically, you don't. You can only chat with your friends. So.
Oh, so like the visual pictures and everything like that too.
Yeah. So like randos, like everyone in chat or in the audience right here won't be able to just like show up and show their dick to us.
Okay.
You can show me your dick, but that's expected though. You know, it's like, okay, well, me and Brad are friends, so why not?
Friends do. Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. Why not show each other's penises for a little bit, Garrett, on screen a little bit, you know? But you know, so we can do that, but that's expected and with consent, right? Well, with children, we can't do that to randos or women or anything like that. We can't terrorize other people. You have to buy in, you know. Right. So, but that's one thing I didn't get a chance to try out that much because that was stuck with the Super Mario Jamboree section, and I didn't play any of that. So
okay, gotcha. Yeah.
I did hear that the camera was really picking up faces. And my black friend, they couldn't recognize the fucking faces. So, like,
got some work to do.
Like the venue is a little dark, so it's like, okay, maybe like the lighting itself, but it's like, you know, like if it's already like if it's already like that in like a you know, like a red and blue like tinted like lighting area, like it's still fairly well lit. It's not dark, right?
Right.
So it's like it was so big up. So it's like, dude, it's like the fucking Connect again, man. It's like, you know, remember when the Connect didn't recognize black people? That's insane. That is like, insane. So I really do think that I don't know. I think we got to test a little bit more. But that was kind of that's what I heard. But I don't know. I don't know because I definitely didn't try it out.
Yeah, we'll reserve final judgment until it's actually out.
I kind of didn't give a shit. That's why I didn't check it out. To be quite honest,
yeah,
I don't give a shit about the chat or the camera. I'm not going to be using it. I am an adult. You know, you can show me your dick on Discord. So, you know, but, yeah, I didn't really get a chance. And like that's a horrible venue to even try like the phone that they had. Like, that's kind of cool, maybe, you know. I am pretty excited about like the way you can see your faces like in Mario Party. Like, you know, you can see reactions and everything like that.
Yeah, it is cool,
like,
actually.
I feel like that would be super fun for streams, like, and content creation. Like, I have to imagine that like Fidel and like James Cage and all those Nintendo creators will just, you know, hop on Mario Party and then just put on face cam.
Sure. Yeah.
I would just add a whole level of interactivity and just make it easy to see faces. So yeah. So I do think there's a lot of value and fun in that camera. I probably won't buy it. So
sure. Yeah. I think you can use any USB-C camera if you have one.
I did see that too. Like that it can work. So. But yeah, I have never bought the iToy. I did own a Kinect, but only because I was forced to have one, right? Because the Xbox One came with one.
Right.
Oh, I think no, I had a Kinect for the Xbox 360. I never owned it for the
one.
Actually, no, I fucking bought the Kinect. I wanted to check it out, man. You know? Like,
yeah, sure.
I was a little interested in it, you know, and then during the Wii period, so I was like, oh yeah, let's check it out. But I definitely never bought the iToy. Because I never thought that iToy was going to make any sense. And then there was the Sony Eye camera for PS4. Like, I never used that. I never bought that either. So,
right.
Yeah, I probably won't do that for this too. I might buy it just to check it out, you know, and you know, I'll probably get sent it, you know.
Yeah. I was talking to Micah and I was like, we should record an episode of Punching Up with all of us using the Nintendo camera.
Should. Well, see, there you go.
That's really funny.
Yeah, good for content creators, right?
Yeah, that's content right there, baby.
That is content. We should do that. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Before we kind of get into the other games, I'm just curious, did they have anything with the GameCube Virtual Console or the NSO there?
Yes. Soul Calibur 2 was there.
Okay.
I did not get to see Wind Waker, but I did see Soul Calibur 2. Performs great. I saw Dan Reichert playing a ton of Soul Calibur 2, so that was fun.
Yeah, I was happy to see that. I love Soul Calibur
great.
2. Yeah. Awesome. Cool.
That was unique at GameCube. Yeah, that's another big announcement. But
very happy about that.
Like, it's kind of like mixed for me because it's like that's cool that we get GameCube, and I do think the NSO offerings. And I mentioned this before in the show, but it's like I would rather just buy the games. I would like honestly,
Me too.
like I know fuck PlayStation, but honestly, I kind of prefer the way PlayStation does it, where they're like, yeah, I didn't buy Parappa the Rapper and buy Resident Evil Director's Cut, the first one. I would much prefer that. Even if it's just digital only, I would definitely prefer that over NSO. So
yeah, they want to lock you in to that membership.
Yeah, and the monkeys. Oh, and I saw NSO the edition upgrades are free with NSO Plus, so that's cool.
Yeah, some of them. Well, I think some of them were. The Zelda ones were. I don't know about all of them, like Kirby and stuff.
Yeah,
those might be paid because those come with new content, so I'm not really sure.
Oh yeah, probably not Kirby. Yeah.
But I think both the Zelda
but then again,
were.
though, like Splatoon DLC came free with the NSO membership, right? So
maybe.
Yeah, so maybe who knows?
Maybe things can change.
Yeah, Nintendo does seem to like pack their NSO with like pretty good value actually when it comes down to it. Not what I want, but it is like kind of like Game Pass. Like I don't like Game Pass, but Game Pass is objectively good value. I don't really like NSO and the way they're doing it, but it is objectively good value, and I think it's kind of cooler than the Game Pass because. You got Wind Waker on there. Come on.
Yeah, I was happy to see Wind Waker. That was the monkey paw moment for me. I was like, oh, Wind Waker, but we're never getting that collection.
I was like, we're never getting the remaster, bro. We're cooked. It's over. It's done.
Yeah, it's over.
Like the remaster, fuck Jeff Grubb, like we're never getting it, We're gonna get Twilight Princess regular ass edition on the GameCube. None of us can own it. That's not what I want. I want the fucking cartridge,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we want. Speaking of, do you like the red cartridge?
I didn't get to see it, but it's cool. The boxes look ugly, but whatever.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, dude, what do you want to talk about now? You want to go first party, or you want to go third?
Hold on a second. My editor is texting me right now.
Okay. Live.
Yeah, live. My story is being edited right now too. I literally just finished writing my story, and I told Brad, "Okay, I'm ready," but like it's still being edited. So
yeah, sure. Live edit for you, chat or listeners, I guess, not chat. You guys are chatting in here. You're listening or watching.
All right, so let's go. Let's finish off third party real quick because I think that'll be a little faster.
Okay.
I play Cyberpunk 2077 on the Nintendo Switch 2.
How was it?
It is a trip to press the home button and seeing like KK slider profile like pop up right in front of the fucking CD Projekt Red, like edgy logo, and it's just Cyberpunk, and the music starts, and it's like, dude, this is on the Nintendo Switch. Of course, this is cordoned off to the behind the black curtain in the porno section of this event or whatever. But CDPR was there. They had presence there too. And Radek, their community director, told me this is our first console launch ever. We are not a console games company, right? Like people forget CDPR does not make console games. They didn't really start out that way. They make PC games,
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, we've never launched a console before. Cyberpunk will be there on launch. So, so I was texting Susie Hunter, Susie the Spear Hunter. I was like, dude, you're going to be in a Nintendo launch game. That's crazy,
Mm-hmm.
But it came already loaded with Phantom Liberty, and the demo starts you there in Dogtown, which is crazy.
Okay.
Performance-wise, 30 FPS, quality mode. Works good. The visuals, kind of crunchy. Yeah. I wouldn't call it even 4K. It looked like 1080p 30 FPS.
Okay.
Me. Distance is a little blurry. Pretty aliasy. And then that was an old build. So I was told it's an old build because I switched up performance mode, and it did not perform.
Okay.
It did not perform. It was not improving. So as far as from what I think, it would probably be like around 45 FPS in performance mode, and they'll target 60 FPS. Uh, and
Cool.
then yeah, it looks good though. It's Cyberpunk on the Switch.
Yeah. Cool.
Nothing special though. But that's the thing. Like as I'm playing it, I'm like, man, the Steam Deck really did kind of steal the thunder of like how
Sure.
special this could feel.
Yeah.
Because I played the shit out of Cyberpunk on the Steam Deck. Same with
Yeah.
Elden Ring. Like Elden Ring, I played the shit out of Elden Ring on the Steam Deck. So I'll buy both games because I love them, and it'll be cool to own them on Nintendo. But it'll probably be a while before I even play any of them because it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
what else? Third party was there? Street Fighter 6 was there. It looks great.
Yeah,
It's a
cool.
Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
What else did they announce?
Was there Yakuza? You played Yakuza. Right?
Yakuza was there. I didn't play it because I played already 500 hours. Everyone knows of Yakuza 0. I don't need to play it. I don't need to see it. I just looked at it and it runs great.
Cool. Good.
That's all I need. It looks like all the other versions now. Finally, it's not that really really bad Kiwami port. Which I still played the hell out of. But again, that's not even crunchy. That's just bad. That's just a bad port.
Yeah.
What else? You see, Yakuza was there. Street Fighter 6.
Elden Ring. You probably saw.
I didn't. No, there was no Elden Ring. I was a little bummed about that. I would. It would have been. It would have been. I would have picked it up to play it anyways. Just to see how it runs or whatever. Especially because Elden Ring, people are like, "Oh, it doesn't really look good in the trailer." I'm like, "It doesn't look good on PS5, bro." Like, they're like, it doesn't look like it's doing 60 FPS on the Switch too. I was like, it doesn't hit 60 FPS on the PS5. No, it doesn't.
Right.
But the PS4 version will run at 60 FPS on PS5, right? Not the PS5 version. So I don't know, but no Elden Ring was there.
Okay.
Hogwarts Legacy was there. Nobody was playing Hogwarts Legacy. Nobody was playing Hogwarts Legacy. The entire time I walked by that whole section, there were like 8 consoles dedicated to Hogwarts Legacy.
Wow.
And reminder, it's all games journalists too.
Yeah, they probably don't like that game.
Yeah, they didn't want to touch that game. I mean, to be fair, I fucking hate the game too. So it's like, I don't want to touch it. So I have no idea what that game looks like. Nobody was playing it. It was just a blank slate. It was an empty screen the whole time.
Okay.
What other games was there? What other games were announced?
I have a list of stuff that they announced. So there's WWE 2K.
Okay, not that.
Tony Hawk, Reanimal, Survival Kids, Star Seeker, Split Fiction.
Split Fiction was there. Split Fiction was there. Runs really great. Looks great.
Cool. Street Fighter you talked about. Civ 7.
And no FF7. That would have been so nice. I was really happy about that. That is important that I will play the shit out of because it's Final Fantasy 7 on Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
pretty
weird,
crazy. Not on Xbox. Strange. Or not announced yet, I guess.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah. Holy shit. They totally announced fucking Final Fantasy 7 for the Switch before the Xbox. That's crazy.
Yeah. Maybe they'll announce it later, but who knows? Civilization 7 though. Did they have that?
They did have that there. I didn't play it.
Okay. They had a bunch of sports games. Did you play any of those?
No.
Okay.
They weren't there either.
Kunitsugami, Capcom,
not there.
Hyrule Warriors.
I wasn't there, dude. I was really excited to. I was hoping.
I thought of you when they showed that. I was like, Gene's stoked.
So I'm also upset that they didn't show off Age of Calamity. Like Age of Calamity is famously the worst performing game, worst performing great game on the Switch, and I really really hope that Koei Tecmo and that team will give that game some love. But very excited for Age of Imprisonment. Zelda's story, always love to see playable Zelda, and she always crack with her powers, So I'm really excited to see like how powerful they make her in this one too. But sadly, that was also not there too.
Hitman: World of Assassination.
Hitman was not there. Yeah, a lot of their party wasn't there actually. Yeah,
sure.
It seems like it.
We're almost done with the list, so you can just say yes or no.
Yep.
Hades 2.
2 was there. Looks great. I mean,
okay, cool.
It's Hades 2. Come on,
Yeah.
It'll run great on the Switch One, so
Yeah. Enter the Gungeon
was not there.
Okay. Let's see here. The Dusk Bloods was not there, as you said.
Of course.
What about Deltarune?
Nope.
Daemon Ex Machina Titanic Scion.
Nope.
Mech game. No?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. I was fairly excited for that because that's those are former members of the Armored Core team.
Yeah, it looks like a lot like Armored Core, yeah.
Yeah. It literally is like ex-members of FromSoft, and they left because they were making fun of like Armored Core. So they made their own Armored Core. And Daemon X Machina is a good game. Really rough story. Really hard to get through the story. The gameplay is fun. And it's kind of like simpler Armored Core, so it's worth checking out.
Borderlands 4.
It was out there.
Okay. Last game, Prelude of Fault. Flying Fairy.
Nope, not there.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, that's pretty much it for third parties.
So not a lot of third-party presence. Really seems like Cyberpunk and Yakuza and Street Fighter 6 Hogwarts Legacy was kind of like sucking up. As Split Fiction too was kind of sucking up all the third-party love there for sure.
Cool. All right. Back to first party then.
Let's get to Drag and Drive.
Dude, yes, bro. Please talk to me about this game. Man, what a weird game.
Woo! Where to start? Okay. My impressions of that game, like aesthetically, I was disappointed at how boring it looks.
Yeah, it does look boring. We were talking about that.
Yeah, aesthetically, this is ARMS for the system. You know,
that's what we're saying. I was like, "This is your ARMS.
This is your ARMS." And why does everybody just look like disabled Halo guy? You know, like they all look like the fucking the kid in a wheelchair from the Burger King Kids Club.
But, dude, Micah brought him up as well.
Oh shit! I'm saying this is why me and Micah are a good pair to you, because like we bring up random shit like wheels from fucking the Burger King Kids Club. So it literally is wheels for the Burger King Kids Club, except instead of like just some white kid, it's the ODST soldiers, you know?
That's so funny.
Like really, really skinny, like Halo ODST soldiers for some reason, you know? I was really disappointed in like the aesthetic. I'm really hoping that that's just like a demo or something like that, or like, and then like Min Min's coming back for some reason. She's just in wheelchairs, like woo, you know? This is absolutely a fucking game about playing basketball in a wheelchair. Yeah. Controls, man. So the whole setup is that they have like this whole like they're like the mouse pad on the desk, and you have your two controllers, and then there's an extensive tutorial mode where if you want to turn right, go like this, turn left, or turn right, you go like this, and you turn left, you go like this, right, like the opposite way. Go forward this way, you know. If you go forward, you push it forward, and if you want to stop, you press both triggers at the same time to brake really fast, right? And also you can kind of slow down as you kind of backtrack a little bit or whatever like that. Not too many other tricks really. And then you can wave your Joy-Con around to wave your hand and say, hey, pass it over to me, right? You press L1 and R1, or just regular L and R on the Switch controllers, right? To pass controller, which a lot of my teammates were forgetting to do, you know. So we didn't score at all. And then when you want to shoot, you just lift up your Joy-Con and you do a little free throw. Kobe, you know.
Yeah.
So everybody was playing it like we were on imaginary wheelchairs on a desk, and we were just going like, like that, you know. And we're like at an actual game, like we're rushing across, or like like we're rowing a fucking boat or some shit, you know?
That's funny.
Turns out you don't need to do that at all. It's a little bit like Wii tennis and Wii sports, and everyone started playing like, oh, like this is like tennis, you know, like you're swinging like a real, or when you're actually doing Wii bowling and you actually like do a bowling stance and you like do the full swing of your arm to do bowling or whatever like that, and then when you realize, oh, I could just like my wrist.
Yeah. You
don't have to push. The Joy-Con, you can just and you don't need a whole desk on it. Just put it on your pants.
Yeah, put it on your pants. Okay.
They made the mouse work on your pants. Like that was a deliberate design decision. And you can just like, you know, just lightly rub your thighs a little bit, you know, get turned on.
Okay.
As you're playing some Drag and Drive, you know.
So this thing looks like it would be fun for 10 minutes. Is that what it feels like?
It was fun for 10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got really tired. So I think it's a really fun game to pick up and play. I mean, that's why like ARMS, like people thought that's what ARMS is, and it's like, no, you can just play ARMS on your couch with a regular controller. You know, this doesn't look like a game where you can do that. This game looks like the game that everyone thought ARMS was. this is a game where that's really going to tire you out, even if you're just doing it in your pants, you know? Like, you're just flicking your wrists over and over again, just rubbing your fucking thighs. Cool concept, really fun, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, like at a party. It's definitely in the Mario Party, like not even Mario Party, because Mario Party you can play for like several hours if you need to, right?
Right.
But this definitely looks like a game where you can play about 30 minutes to an hour, like a pickup game of Dragon Drive, basically.
Yeah.
It really is a basketball game, though. It's just basketball, you know.
Yeah.
Like you hit it, and then the other team will get the ball, and then you go the other way. It really is
special. Like you can go up ramps, and I saw like
right. You can go up ramps like Tony Hawk, whatever like that.
Yeah.
And then so like there's like I'm sure there's movement tech that we definitely didn't explore.
Sure.
So, like the basic premise of the game is pretty exhausting. So
okay.
Yeah, fun game, but definitely not one I'll even buy. Be quite honest.
Yeah. Skip. Easy skip.
Easy skip.
Did you try Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour?
No, that was not there.
Okay, interesting.
Weird, right?
Yeah,
I was looking for that. It was not there.
Huh.
Yeah.
I thought that would be there.
You would think so. But
yeah.
Unless I missed it, you know, it's a pretty big venue, but I swear to God, I checked out every booth.
Sure. Okay.
Everything of that. So but yeah, that's Dragon Drive. What else was there?
About? There was Metroid there?
And 4 was there. I did. Okay. I played it all the way up to the first boss.
Okay. And
it's cool. So here's the thing: you can play it as a regular controller, right?
Mm-hmm. Did you get to use the new Pro controller?
I did. Did
it feel good?
Feels good. Okay. And it has some back buttons, which we couldn't program, so unfortunately, but it feels like a Pro controller. It's good.
Okay, cool.
Like they got that figured out, and they're just doing it again. You know, awesome.
Yeah.
You know? I like the white tint of it at the top. That was very sexy. You know. Mm-hmm. So I did play that with Tears of the Kingdom, but Metroid Prime 4, that was cool. It is very much seems like a sequel to Metroid Prime 3.
Right.
It starts out with a huge battle, very cinematic, as like Samus is running across the vents, the camera pulls out and you can see all the shit happening at the bottom. A lot of action. It really does feel like it's Halo again, you know? Mm-hmm. Shit happening everywhere. So very much Metroid Prime 3 vibes. The Galactic Federation, you know, was there, like the little soldiers and everything like that. Really cool. The combat. So the controls. You can play it as a regular control. It's very much still, if you play Metroid Prime, you know that it's not a regular first-person shooter. It is a first-person shooter that focuses on lock-on. Mm-hmm. It's all about locking on and strafing and circling around like one opponent, or just kind of keeping like an opponent on your screen as you're. Because like the lock-on, like scanning is a huge part of the game. It still is for Metroid Prime 4. And then when you want to scan things in Metroid Prime, you lock onto it. So that's still there, and it's pretty much the same thing. You lock on, and then you can use the right stick to free aim. You know. Pretty much like Metroid Prime 1, right? It's been like a year or two since.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah,
that's how it was. Exactly like Metroid Prime 1. So perfect, you know. And then you can play the mouse controls, where you can play as one with the regular stick, and you're literally just playing as a mouse. So it's kind of cool. Like it's exactly what I hoped it would be. It's like, oh, I'm playing the regular thumbstick moving around, and then the mouse control is moving the.
So does it feel good? I was kind of worried about like the movement and the feel of the mouse.
It feels good.
How does it feel?
Feels good.
Cool.
Feels just like you would. It feels just like a PC mouse, just as responsive. Like people were cheering me on because they saw that I was like doing fat aiming. I was actually like, because like the first boss will have you aim at different points of the body, right? And it will even cover its weak points with shields. So you really have to like adapt, like, you know, where you're aiming and everything like that. So it's like, it was really fun, strafing, jumping, you know, like turning into more ball, avoiding all these attacks. And then making sure that I'm locked onto it, and I'm using the mouse, the subtle movements on the mouse to just basically just like change the directions of like where I'm aiming on the chest or his face or whatever like that. So it really, really felt like I was just playing a PC game with like the left thumbstick over here, you know?
Cool.
Really cool.
Did they tell you if it's going to have like motion aiming or anything like that?
Yes.
With the Joy-Cons? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
So the motion aiming is still there, even if you use the regular Joy-Cons too. I don't know if you can turn it off. The options were not really available.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's tough. But I'm worried that it might require it because Metroid Prime 3 did, you know.
Okay.
But I did not hit any moments where like, to open the door pull this and pull that back out. Like there was no motion control puzzle that I needed to do. And this was like a good like 30 minutes of the game, right? So like you would think that if there was actual motion control that the game needed to do, it's Nintendo. Nintendo would introduce that right away. They didn't. So I do think that it might not be a motion control heavy game. I think the focus is on mouse capability, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. You can aim with the Joy-Con too. And you can do the free aim if you want. I believe you can do that with Metroid Prime 1. I don't know. But yeah.
Cool. Anything else about Metroid that stood out to you?
Yeah. No, not really. It just looks really good. It looks. Yeah, I played the Switch 2. I played the Switch 2 version. I didn't play the Switch 1 version. So yeah.
Did you get to mess with any of her like psychic powers? I know it was the beginning of the game.
No,
so
that was not available at all. So we only had the ball and the missiles, the basic Metroid stuff. So that's kind of disappointing. It's like we just didn't really get to. Like, here's the thing. Like when like I did a preview for Tears of the Kingdom, like it was like in a nice like penthouse area, and we had like our own private stations. And like our own like handler to like guide us through and like talk through it and everything like that. And like, you know, and it wasn't noisy, right? This is it's just like E3. It's fucking noisy.
It's chaos. Yeah.
It's just absolute chaos. So it's like they're really moving along. All right, you beat it, Metroid Prime 4. All right, well, you know, keep moving, you know.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. Fortunately, one of my friends was actually manning the Metroid Prime 4 booth, so I got to play it a couple times.
That's cool.
So that was nice.
Oh, before we move on to more first party, I forgot, was Star Wars Outlaws there? Or Professor Layton? Yeah. Okay.
No.
Gotcha. Okay, just covering our bases. All right, Gene. What else you got?
Hold on, let me just DM real quick.
Sure. Because I believe there's also Donkey Kong, which you did get to play.
Yeah.
Which first party? Anything else first party?
Let's go with Tears of the Kingdom now.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. 60 FPS looks great. It's
beautiful.
Beautiful. Unbelievable. And that was where I played with the Pro controller.
Nice.
Yeah. I guess there isn't much to say about it other than it's everything you expect and hope it would be. Yeah, basically. Nice to see Zelda finally in the high fidelity era. You know.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
We've never seen it before. So
I can't wait to check it out. Yeah.
I'm hoping that I don't want to play Tears of the Kingdom all over again. So I'm really hoping that I can just transfer my save to the Switch 2 version. And just
they talked about transferring data, so you probably can.
Yeah, probably.
I'm down to play it again, sure. Yeah.
What else? I think
you didn't play Mario Party. You might try to play tomorrow, though.
Yeah.
But not today. Okay.
Yeah. I think Tears of the Kingdom might have been the only old Switch game. That was it. Oh, Kirby Forgotten Land. That was there too. Yeah.
Okay.
Also runs great 60 FPS. I didn't get to see any new content. So.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right then. So I guess just Donkey Kong, right? Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Is it? What else? What else did they announce?
I'm trying to think for first party. I don't know.
Yeah. Other than like obviously Kirby Air Raiders was there. Yeah. I guess Donkey Kong might have been it. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. That you got to play, I guess.
Yeah, so Donkey Kong Bonanza is fucking crazy. One of my followers
looks like Red Faction.
Red Faction Gorilla, bro.
Yeah, it's so good,
dude. That's such a good tweet. Yeah. I have been wanting terrain deformation in video games for so long. I loved it in Red Faction. I loved it in that they promised that shit in the cloud version of Crackdown 3, and we didn't get that shit. They keep promising in Battlefield, and sometimes they do it and sometimes they don't. Right in Battlefield. Right. And I think a lot of people agree that, the more fun versions of Battlefield are the ones that have like real destructible environments, right?
Right.
They almost had that in Insomniac Spider-Man 2. And that's where like a lot of the fucking money went into like making that whole game destructible. It's like, oh, we can't do it. And they just took it all out. Here comes fucking Donkey Kong doing it, Mm-hmm. But that's the trade-off. Because when I'm playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, it doesn't look like a console for a new system. It looks like a regular ass Nintendo game.
Yeah.
But the fur on Donkey Kong looks amazing. Yeah. Like there's not individual strands of fur. This isn't Aloy, but like there's definitely like you can see the fur like flapping a little bit.
It looks good.
Looks good. Good. Great design. Great redesign. It seems to be like a origin story for Donkey Kong. Like he's like young. He's like young and stupid, and he's just like a miner. Like a miner, like a miner. He's in the banana mines,
That's really funny. Yeah, I didn't know this.
Yeah, so he's like starting out, like everyone's like, hey, DK, come over here. And he's like regarded, like he looks really stupid. But then he just starts hitting things. And the crazy thing is that, like, I'm not sure how far you can keep digging. Like there are definitely spots where like there are like metal and iron that you can't punch through. But anytime there's rock, and you can just hit things. You can throw things at them, and it will just leave a crater the size of the thing that you threw it.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Awesome. That's sick.
You can create entire underground tunnel systems of your own. You can
Like Minecraft.
You can just Minecraft and dig. It's fucking Donkey Kong Minecraft.
Yeah.
Crazy. And you're collecting fucking bananas, and you're running around, and you're like solving puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
He has moves. He can slam down to dig down. It's kind of like the opposite of Tears of the Kingdom, where you think the puzzles, like Tears of the Kingdom, you have to think about what puzzles allow you to move up, right?
Yeah.
Or what was that move again? Dude, my brain.
I forgot what it's called, but Ascension or something.
Ascension or whatever. Yeah, exactly. So instead of Ascension, you're just like digging down. Like that's kind of like the mentality that you have to think, where it's like, what could be down there? What is hiding behind these walls? And the crazy thing is that when you die, like when I die, like the world save state saves. I wonder if there's a way to like turn the save state, the world state back.
Yeah, to reset the world or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is.
You would have to, right?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I'm finding fucking treasure down there. I'm just like, dude, like the potential for the amount of secrets that you can find in Donkey Kong Bonanza is crazy.
Yeah. So talk to me, like, what were some of like the objectives you had when you were playing?
Just go find a banana, go fight this guy.
Okay.
It's very much, otherwise it's just very much a straightforward 3D platformer, I think.
Okay, cool.
But a lot of the puzzles were like, dig down here, find this stuff, hit this, throw the wall, throw it at this wall, and then find the button, that kind of thing. So very, very rudimentary stuff at the beginning.
Yeah.
So,
were you having a good time playing it?
Good time. Like okay. It's so fun. Like it feels so good to hit the walls. Like that's the thing. Like it's hard to express like how fun it is without you actually like punching the walls and punching the floor, and just really exploring like around. You can just make your own tunnels. It's crazy.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Did you get to see the side scrolling part or anything like that?
I did that.
They showed a little bit in the trailer.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, that looks so cool. So it's like this clearly is a Super Mario Odyssey for Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
I think we should all be very, very happy and excited for it.
Yeah, I'm very stoked, of course.
Yeah. But Brian Altano was absolutely addicted to the game. He played it like 3 times over. Brian Altano for IGN, great guy. First time I got to meet him, so that was fun. But yeah, he kept going back to play Donkey Kong.
Nice.
That was really cute.
Cool, awesome.
Yeah, he's a huge Nintendo guy too. So yeah.
Cool. I guess that's probably it from what you played then. Are you feeling pretty good?
Yeah.
Feeling pretty good about Switch 2?
Yeah, I guess so. It's feeling pretty good. Like it feels good. It feels heavier for sure,
Mm-hmm.
But it is nice and skinny. It does make me kind of wish that it was a little fatter, because I do like the Steam Deck Steam Deck form factor. Yeah, the bulk of it, and it's just like grip of it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh fuck, now I have to buy another Skull Candy grip or whatever. And whatnot. I have to think that the Joy-Con mouse, other companies will just make a mouse version of that.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Yeah, someone's definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, like it'll be cool to like have a mouse that like has a joystick or over here and like other buttons or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. But like, you would have to think that other people, and Nintendo themselves maybe will just make a mouse Joy-Con, because it does kind of hurt after a while, Sure. I was getting fuck Dragon Drive, like even playing Metroid Prime 4 was a little exhausting, like doing the aiming and everything like that. I was a little excited to stop playing, because I was getting tired, But again, this was an exhausting show. Like it's not a great way to feel a game,
Yeah, I get it, dude. These things are quick, they're chaotic.
You experience these, so you're an E3 veteran, so like that. Yeah. This is exactly what it was. It was just E3 people with cameras around and everything like that. So
cool. All right, man. So you might play some more stuff tomorrow. So if you do, we'll talk about that more. I'm punching up in the future, all that kind of stuff.
And the next punching up. What else? Well, we did have a developer interview where they did talk about they thought they debated for years about calling it the Super Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I bet they did. Yeah, it's a great name.
Yeah,
I understand why they didn't.
It for them, they knew that it was an obvious name, and then they thought about it, and they were like, "We called it the Super Nintendo because it wasn't compatible with the Nintendo." That's what it was, But the Switch 2 is compatible with the Switch 1, and we really wanted to communicate. So that's why it's called the Switch 2, because it's like it really is a successor to the Switch, as opposed to this is a brand new platform,
Yeah, no confusion.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, Gene. Very cool.
Yeah, the developers, they didn't want to talk anything about price.
Right.
And Nintendo said they're not here to talk about price, they're only here to talk about the hardware. So I'm actually going to be doing another interview with them tomorrow in person, just me. So I'll be asking, I don't know what I'm going to ask, honestly.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, we will find out more soon. You'll have stuff up on Washington Post if everyone wants to go look at that as well.
Yeah, WashingtonPost.com. It'll be live as soon as you hear this. So check out my Twitter, check out WashingtonPost.com, look me up. Check it out on Instagram, because a lot of my video coverage, a lot of what I talk about that E3 feel, that's going to be there. So
okay, cool. All right.
Is that it?
Thank you.
Is this part of like an episode or whatever? Or is it
I don't know how we're gonna. I think we might just release it as a separate thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Dustin figure that out. Or I mean, we can number it if we have to or not, but it's gonna go up.
Yeah, I don't know at this point in the C button was just for chat.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, like it makes sense. And like I wasn't expecting anything more, honestly. But it would be fun if it was something else other than just a chat. But that's Nintendo. They want to. They have their own Nintendo. They have their own Nintendo chat. So
yeah, that's true. They do. They like to control it all.
Yeah, Nintendo Alarmo. I think Nintendo will love to be Samsung. Samsung in Korea, because in Korea, everybody has a Samsung house. You drive a Samsung car. You have a Samsung phone. You live in a Samsung building, like Samsung, like your Samsung apartment building.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It really is like dominating your life. So it's like Nintendo clock, Nintendo app, Nintendo chat, Nintendo
toilet coming in the future.
Yeah, Nintendo. I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. Mike is not here. My mic is the one that gets us both on the edge. So
yeah.
All
right.
Well, thanks so much for listening, everyone, and thanks so much for your patience. And I hope this setup worked well. I know it's a little weird and different.
Yeah, it's a little guerrilla style. I like it.
Yeah.
He's on the beat. He's on the job.
And there's a hotel cook chair too. So I'm gonna be making good use of that later tonight. So
oh geez.
I'm kidding.
All right, let's get out of here. Gene, thank you for taking the time. See you guys later. Bye.
Yep.
Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Bradley Ellis. My co-hosts are Gene Park and Micah Moriarty. The show is edited and produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Punching Up, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we're grateful for your kind contributions and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.